on to you Virgos out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. So, for you Virgos, you have the Knight of Cups and you have the Nine of Wands. So, immediately what comes to my mind for you Virgos is you Virgos leaving behind someone that thought of themselves or an idea, and you're leaving someone behind that thought of themselves as being too good, right? When people want to play games, they tend to have this ideology that no one can live without them type of ideology, right? Almost kind of like a parent, I gave you life type of mentality to them. So when you Virgos decide to defy them in that instant, and when you Virgos said, you know what, you don't really need them like that. Not really. But, and you showed them that, I should say, by leaving them alone. It really did something to this person's ego, because I'm definitely seeing, to kind of piggyback off of the last tarot reading that I did for you Virgos, that somebody is definitely delusional about how they perceive themselves and how they perceive you. You Virgos will try to get to know them, and they didn't want you to actually be in a position to really get to know you, for you to really get to know them, I mean. They wanted to just use you and treat you Virgos like trash. And you Virgos know that that's not right, because you weren't trying to throw them in the garbage, but they were trying to throw you in the garbage after your usefulness was up. And the Nine of Wands showed them that you have way more other things to, you have better things to do with your time than to occupy it, wasting it on someone who acts like they're too good. So now the Seven of Swords, because you know what that's like, right? The Seven of Swords, the Devil card, you know what it's like. You Virgos have seen, time and time again how somebody can act like they're such a good catch, right? It's like winning the lottery. They'll act like they're such a good catch for you Virgos and end up being someone terrible for you Virgos to actually know, because they're very insecure. If I was to really admit certain things, right, y'all wouldn't believe me, but I definitely understand, because so many of that has happened with me, Now, why that's important even in the first place is because a lot of you Virgos will try to get to know somebody, right? And it's it's such a delusional world. It's the opposite of what it is that you want, right? Whenever it is that you Virgos don't want help, the person is trying to volunteer themselves for it. And then when you Virgos tell the other person that you don't want, that you want their help, or you want them to be around to hang out with you, now it's like they don't want to hang out with you, right? So it's this type of social dynamic, it's this type of energy exchange, this type of interaction that you Virgos have decided to not really take seriously. Because the Nine of Cups right here is about how you Virgos, you have way more self-respect than what a lot of people give you credit for. And to be quite honest, what you Virgos even give yourselves for. A lot of people, you Virgos will talk down on even yourselves to be able to keep yourselves humble. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think that you Virgos are dealing with a poor self-image, and to a certain extent they're telling the truth, but only in the extent that you're talking down about yourselves, Virgos, to keep yourselves humble, because you Virgos, you want to be able to see all the steps, see situations and people for who they are. You don't want to be you want to be sure of yourself and confident, but you Virgos don't want to be so sure of yourself to the point where you're not really able to interpret things the way that they need to be interpreted. Now, why that's important even in the first place is because the page of wands, which is so that you can stay innocent. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is, and I'm about to say something that I do not say often, is that a lot of people don't really give you Virgos the credit for being a lot more clever and intuitive and astute than what it is that you Virgos actually are. And you Virgos don't actually give yourselves the credit of being more astute than what you actually are. A lot of people look at you, I don't know why, but they tend to look at you Virgos like you're stupid. Now that's a delusion, because I don't know where this ideology is coming from. I really don't get it. Like, I don't know what they think about the smartest zodiac sign. Now, again, this is neither here nor there, right? This is not me tooting my own horn being a Virgo. Virgo actually is the smartest zodiac sign. So even if I wasn't a Virgo, I would say that about a Virgo, because Virgo is the smartest zodiac sign. Right? Dry bones. There's no bias or need to skew the truth just because I may or I may not like it. I'm impartial, right? So I don't know where people get off having this ideology that thinking the smartest zodiac sign is the dumbest. Like, they approach y'all like you're stupid. And it really goes to show how a lot of the Virgos really, for the Virgo clan, right? You Virgos really have been doing quite a very good job, because I don't really think people really get it still of what you Virgos are really capable of and what y'all are actually doing. I don't know, like, a lot of people really don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now that I'm a Virgo talking to the Virgos, a lot of people don't really understand, especially if you are a Virgo watching this video and you are really about something and you really have purpose and you really are on the up and upward mobility. A lot of people don't really understand what it is that you Virgos got going on. What I mean by that is the Page of Wands represents the Page of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. You're looking for someone to share a life with, but it has to be symmetrical. The love that you Virgos are getting, right, if you can call it that, is asymmetrical. And what I mean when I say it's asymmetrical, I'm talking about it from the perspective of you Virgos are showing love and giving love, but you are not receiving it back. You're engaging with some people and getting to know them and stuff like this, and at first it starts off well, but those people are only good for a certain amount of time, up until you get comfortable with them and you find out that they are a wreck in reality, and that the front that they put up was really to put their best foot, to basically put an illusion really first, to make it seem like they really got it going on. When a lot of you Virgos, right, High Priestess, behind the scenes, you can see how a lot of people are really struggling, but they're giving you a hard time. Like, we're still, like, again, now that I have a chance to speak to you Virgos, right, because I like to, like, look at my Virgo videos as almost like giving, like those type of messenger birds. Like, you'll have like an owl or like a hawk or a pigeon, and you basically fly the messages back and forth through. A lot of, right, because a lot of the other zodiac signs don't really be paying attention to this. Like a lot of people don't really understand that, like, a lot of you Virgos, you have been very much so paying attention, and that you've been trying to get to know a lot of other people, but They're not showing you anything valuable because the love is asymmetrical. You're showing love, they treat you like trash. And I know I said that, but I'm going somewhere with this. They treating you like trash and all of this, but they're asleep. And what I mean by that is they'll spend so much time trying to like downplay you. They're so caught up with like trying to play games and the mental delusional construct of playing games and playing mind games that they don't seem to understand. Some people you shouldn't be playing games with. And that part of the having game is to understand who to play with and who not to. Some people, it's best to just be transparent with, and you'll go further. And some people you can play games with. What happens is, too often, the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Wands happens, which is you Virgos end up having to, again, defy people's expectations of you because, again, for some reason they think that you Virgos are going to stick around and y'all are, I don't know where people get this ideology from. Sometimes people will hang around me in the past because they want to get like free tarot readings and stuff. and I'm just like, I'm not going to give you free tarot readings. And then fine, I'm never going to call you again. All this other type of stuff. And it's like the mere fact that you actually delusional enough to actually think that nonsense was going to work. But it feeds into the point of what I'm trying to say. Like, you're the smartest zodiac sign, and people be swearing like you're the dumbest. Shout outs to Russ. To Russ. Shout outs to Russ. They be acting like you the dumbest. And the thing is that you have to show, or you have shown, just how much you don't take them seriously at all. Because you don't. You walked away. You may have taken them seriously if they would have shown you some sort of value, but they're too stupid to understand that some people they shouldn't even be playing with. Because there's plenty of times where I'm sure the person that has met you doesn't really know you. They act like they know you, and they may regurgitate information that you have really told them, but they don't ever actually read your soul, if you have one, to understand, to be able to think to themselves, this Virgo right here has value. I'm not supposed to be playing games with this Virgo. That's stupid. What do? They follow through with the trendy stuff. They from the very beginning, right? They follow through with the trendy stuff. They play games with you Virgos. They don't actually know who you really are, because we need to tell the truth to shame the devil. A lot of people, when it comes to dating, they don't be knowing who they kicking it with. They don't be knowing who they be letting in their bodies, or who they going in the body of. They don't really be knowing those people. They don't, because the games would stop. There's so many times I've had so many of the people that I've dated as a Virgo, and I'm trying to get to know them, and maybe I want to, I'm getting to know them, and I wanted to hang out with them, and I'm like, hey, I got a friend that lives over at, Central Park, and I would like for you to go with me, right? Because we I wanna hang out with you, and then we're gonna go visit my friend in Central Park, and they don't know me. They don't know me, Virgo. They don't know me, Virgos. It'll go completely over their head, because what am I saying? Some apartments in Central Park go for $80 million plus. And I'll ask them, and I'll tell them, Let's go over this slowly. I know somebody personally in Central Park who lives there, not the actual park, but the apartment complex buildings that are literally right across the street from it. What am I saying? And the thing is, I'll check their temperature to see if they're awake or if they're still asleep. The vanity, still asleep. Oh no, I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to go there. They're so delusional. They're so preoccupied with the game and the game and the tactics that they completely they end up being dumb, because it's like they're still asleep. They're so caught up with the construct, the game, and needing to play all these types of, they're not realizing, they're not taking an actual minute of clarity to realize I'm dealing with someone here who really is in real world a gem, and that if I don't actually give them respect and love and actually be a real legitimate partner, teammate, ace boon coon, I'm gonna really miss out on a person who legitimately has value. No, what do? They caught up with the games. Like for me personally, like I'll say things that check a person's temperature. And this is the thing that sometimes you Virgos will do too. I noticed that a lot of you Virgos will do that. Like me being a Virgo myself, a lot of you Virgos will check a person's temperature just to see if they're awake or not. Like y'all will be hanging out with them, and y'all Virgos won't always do it, but y'all like will drop little like not even hints, because it's just the facts. But if the person was truly intelligent enough, they would be able to actually understand what it is that you're saying and really be able to see you Virgos as soul enough to actually see what's going on with you. That your value is you're an asset. Your value is deeper than the games, is deeper than and ultimately playing games with you Virgos is a stupid job, because they're gonna mess around and find out by missing out on having a wonderful opportunity to be with you in the first place. So, and a lot of people are asleep. So let's clarify the Eight of Wands. Matter of fact, let's clarify the High Priestess. Ace of Cups. Excuse me. What am I doing? Six of Cups. Moon. Seven of Pentacles. Three of Swords. And the Ten of Wands. So the High Priestess is about you having, not only that, from the stuff that I said before, but it also represents having secret admirers. Six of Cups, the Moon, people that you've known romantically, could have gotten to know better romantically, but like I said at the very beginning, wanted to play the game with you. So it could either be someone that you just stopped talking to, or someone that you've known for a little while that is now reaching back out. And the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Swords is about how your value goes over their head. Because again, caught up with playing games. This is what I've been trying to tell you Virgos as well, and we're starting to get to that point into more deeper waters as to what the game is. A lot of people allow the game to really clutter their head. They don't understand what's actually going on here. They waste their value because they spend so much time trying to only concentrate on fleecing people. They don't actually understand when to stop. So it backfires on them. So now the Ten of Wands represents, now they want to get their stuff right. But you Virgos don't want to make it right with